This break is brought to you by Netflix. For a free 30-day trial, head over to netflix.com/GameBreakerTV. Now, the upcoming patch 5.3 seems to be one of those patches where Blizzard are intent on making some pretty big changes, despite the fact that there's no additional huge content being introduced. So one of the changes they're making is a pretty big change to the gathering professions, mining and herbalism. To sum up the change, a catch-up mechanic is being introduced where players who even just have level 1 mining or herbing can head straight out to Pandaria and mine or herb their way from 1 to Zen Master without ever leaving the new continent. There's not actually a leading quest for this or anything like that. It just at the moment on the PTR seems to be that you go, you train the profession, and you're meant to know somehow that you can just head straight out there and get going. So I took one of my characters on the PTR, a pre-made warlock, and ditched her professions and picked up mining and herbalism. So you can see what I did here, that I'm actually level 1 mining, and yet I'm able to mine ghost iron ore from a node in the Valley of the Four Winds. So obviously this is going to give me a skill up. It gives me just 1 point of skill up, so there's no additional skill up boosts, but in return for that you are still getting materials. You're getting these ghost iron nuggets rather than complete ghost iron or single items. The same applies to herbs, where basically fragments are discovered from nodes rather than full items. So as your skill level increases, the number of herb fragments and nuggets obtained does so too. If you get 10 of these fragments, nuggets, shards, stems, or whatever the particular one you're gathering is called, and it's worth noting that they are different for each type of thing. So the kipperite ore will be different from the ghost iron ore, silkweed will be different from green tea leaf, will be different from snow lily, and so on. You're getting the picture. So basically you then take 10 of those, right click to use, and that combines it, just like the spirits of harmony of motes and motes of harmony, into one complete item. Obviously the node does despawn after you've used it, and it kind of pretty much works exactly the same as mining and herbalism did previously, apart from the fact that you can mine these high level items whilst you're level 1 mining and herbing. So question, what do you think of this new system? I mean, as someone who has a character with max level herbing already, I'm not really that excited about it for that, but for mining, my goodness, this is fantastic for me. And I'm kind of wondering whether it's going to cause problems for the markets for these materials, particularly as obviously these are the current materials. These are the current expansions materials. Is this going to cause a massive price drop for those materials? Is this going to cause problems for people who habitually make their goal by farming? And I'm not sure about this question. I mean, I feel like it's possibly the case that there might be a bit of a price fluctuation, but that the people who are farming will still continue to farm. But, you know, let's wait and see. Another thing is that I'm wondering and want to know what you think about is, why did they choose these professions? Of the gathering professions that could do with a rework, I definitely don't think that herbalism would be top of my list. Of all the professions, apart from perhaps inscription, that seems to me to be the easiest one to level. And you sort of fly around, the herbs are in convenient locations, you gather them up and you're done really fast. I mean, it took me maybe oh god, such a short time to actually level herbing. I mean, mining is a little bit more tiresome to me just because of the location of the nodes. But again, it's not that bad. I mean, to me, I think that there are definitely other professions that could do with a rework much more than either of these two. Specifically leatherworking, which is just hellish to level. And I mean, skinning is kind of a swings and roundabouts thing. I mean, the main problem with skinning is that if you're leveling leatherworking and skinning together, you zoom past yourself so quickly before you've got the materials to level up your leatherworking at the same pace as your skinning. But that's the case for all other professions. So what do you think? What are the other professions that you feel needed a rework? Do you think that these ones should have been done? Do you think this is going to cause problems in the market for these items? Do leave a comment in the article below. And as always, guys, keep it locked and dialed to Gamebreaker TV for all your gaming news.